Welcome to the New Dentist Study Club podcast. My name is Dr. Sanj Mohanta. We're going to learn about clinical management, practice management, and the emotional management of dentistry. Let's learn how to be happier in dentistry. Let's go. Hello, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me on another podcast. This is a very special episode with my friend Howard Brass from Click Guru, who I met recently talking about my website for my new practice. And we are going to talk today not just about websites, but about social media. And for those of you who are practice owners, you're going to learn some great tips on how to market your practice. And for those of you who are associates, you're going to learn how to add value to the practice as an associate and how to get your schedule busier. So Howard, welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me, Sanj.
Oh, you're welcome. So Howard, tell us about yourself.
So I haven't been in dental marketing for my whole career. Actually, I started off working on Bay Street for a couple of investment banks, and which was a great experience, and just morphed into going into running a private business. And what I learned is that people spend too much money on trying to build a website and make marketing work for them online. And I did it and I spent an obscene amount of money trying to build a website. And at the end of the day, it worked. But I had to piecemeal a bunch of things together, a bunch of different providers to make everything sort of fit and work online. But what came to our understanding is that you don't have to spend a lot of money. The average small business doesn't have to go out and blow their bank to go in and build a website. Instead, spend a little bit of money to do it once and do it properly, and then focus on getting people to find you on Google. And so that's been kind of our passion over the last decade, is to make, and really at the beginning it was like whoever would pay us anything, we would take their money. And now we're just hyper focused on helping dental practices just do better. And we see it time and time again, and it works every single time. And we're just super passionate about doing it.
Oh, that's good. You have a formula and it works. So, and you made some really good points. First of all, don't spend money on marketing that is not going to give you a return on investment, because most patients only look at the website once to find a dentist. And then after that, they know where to go. And also we were talking about this offline about, social media. Social media is great. It's free, but we shouldn't be spending a lot of time and resources and money on it if we're not going to get a lot of engagement. So we're going to be talking about some of those things later on in the episode. But my first question is, how important is the website to a practice?
So it's a great question. And not every dentist out there is going to believe that a website's important. A lot of people have, and it's a fair point of view to say, hey, look, all my business is referral, all my patients are word of mouth, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, to me and to us, it's akin to going to a wedding in ripped jeans and a wrinkled shirt. Right? Everyone's going to be talking about you. They may not say it to your face, but it's like you look unprofessional. And if you're trying to find a patient that's either been referred to you or it's a new patient on Google, if you want to convert that patient, you have one opportunity to make yourself look super professional. And the beautiful thing about what we've learned to do is if a dental practice spends, again, not a lot of their time and not a lot of their money, but if you do it once and you do it properly, you will never have to build another website again. And it stays with you for the life of your practice. And you just keep building and building and building to help Google increase your ranking. But it's of super importance that you just make a good impression the first time, like anything in life.
That's a good point, because, amongst my colleagues, I hear some people say, he doesn't even have a website, especially when someone's selling their practice and someone's thinking about buying it. Then it's like, ooh, like that person's so outdated 5 minutes ago. So yeah, it's really important to have a website, even just for patients to find you.
Totally. And to your point as well, we've seen this happen time and time again, where look, if your practice is going to be acquired by Dental Corp or another acquirer, just whoever it may be, and you rank on the page one of Google and you're getting an influx of patients from the internet, that's going to improve the value of your practice. right? And so $1 out in marketing is basically going to equate to, the way we look at it, $4 or $5 in. You're going to have a huge return on your investment if you do it properly.
Okay, great. So what should be on the website?
So there's a few things, and it's really two things that we focus on. And again, the average dental practice, the average practitioner is not going to know this. And we're sort of amazed that this isn't taught to dentists. Even nowadays, it's like you don't really learn what you should be doing, what you should be investing in, and so on and so forth, right? So there's two major points, Ange, that you would want on your website. One is called on-page content, and on-page is pretty self-explanatory. It's anything that, if someone's coming to your website, what they can read on the site, any content, okay? And on-page would consist of a couple of things. Number one, when you set your website up the first time, all of your individual services, dental services, should have their own unique individual page. Okay. And then above and beyond that, Google doesn't want to see you just build a website and forget about it for the next 10 years. What they want to see is they want to see continued content on a monthly basis that you're adding, and they're going to index each and every one of those pages. So a blog page, or however you want to define it, is also of utmost importance, that you can continue to add content, whether you're doing orthodontic work or general dentistry or cosmetic dentistry. The more content you add about what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to find your avatar patient, the more likely they're going to find you online.
Oh, those are good
Okay.
tips. Now, speaking of blogs, I've noticed a lot of blogs on my friends' websites, but I also noticed that they're AI generated, they're not authentic, not written by the dentist. So does it make a difference if
So
they
it's
are written by a team member or AI generated?
yeah, so it's very apropos in today's environment, and everyone
Yes.
thinks that they're a blogger now with
Yeah,
ChatGPT.
it's
You know,
true.
why am I going to pay for in some sort of agency to help do this for me? I can go into ChatGPT, I can
Yes.
prompt them, write a blog about Invisalign, and
Yes.
copy and paste it, put on my website, and I've written a blog. It's done. It's like, well, Google's smarter than that, right? And Google's recognizing that, okay, AI, and again, we will probably talk about a little bit more about AI as we progress in this podcast, but Google can understand and can see what's AI generated and what's not. So if you're going to copy and paste a blog from ChatGPT, it's probably doing more harm than good. Okay. And so what we do is we say we certainly use AI as part of our process. If we didn't, we'd be doing our clients a disservice. But what we do is we say, okay, each and every practice that we're going to be generating a blog for is going to be different. But we would take the keywords that we believe are being searched and that we know through our software are being searched for. And then we would develop content based on that, partially through AI and partially through human development. And above and beyond that, you have to take all of this content and all of the images you're using in a blog post and have different links that go back to service pages and so on and so forth. So there is definitely a process to create a blog, maintaining a blog, and probably it's, in and around an hour, hour and a half for, someone to go ahead and post it properly and get it done so it's search optimized.
Oh, that's great. I like how you're using AI to figure out what is the public searching for, just to even get an idea for the content of the blog. Because if people are searching for veneers, then don't write an article about sealants.
And it could be even a
Hmm.
very small nuance. Like it could be
Yeah.
about it may be veneers, or it could be dental veneers near me. Like it just these
Yes.
nuances on what is actually being searched for are
Oh, I
important,
see.
really important part of search.
Okay. Those are good tips. Now, I'm going to tell you something I hate seeing on websites, and then share with me what other things you hate seeing on websites. So on websites, I hate seeing stock photos. I want to see pictures of the team, the office, not something generic.
Yeah, and that's exactly the way we see the world too, right? It's
Okay.
it's G these generic
Mhm.
websites that are outdated, lack personality, no calls to action, and frankly, they feel cold, right?
Yes.
And so the websites, frankly, and also to your point, Google likes images that are real versus stock images. Like after so many data points that we've reviewed and time again, listen, if all you've got is stock, it's better than nothing, right?
Hmm.
But a picture of a family smiling or an elderly couple smiling or whatever it may be, people sense that, right? And it
Yes.
feels not real. So the more you can give actual photos of the team and of the office and so on and so forth certainly helps in the long run. Other things that are just a lack of attention to detail is a big one. Most of the websites we bring on, again, that many patients probably wouldn't see, but they're what's called broken links. So there'd be a link on the
Oh, okay.
website that doesn't go anywhere.
Yes.
And if they ever click on one, number one is that looks unprofessional. But more
Hmm.
importantly for Google, they keep a list of all your broken links. They keep a list of all your
Oh,
spelling errors. They keep a list of all your service pages that don't have enough content, right? So all of these little things that a dentist says, like, I've got a page on veneers. I don't need to do anything. Well, yeah, it's a page, but it's half baked. Do it properly,
okay.
do it once, and don't worry about it. A dentist shouldn't have to worry about doing any of these things, right?
Yeah.
Go fix your teeth, go fix people's teeth, make people smile, make them feel good, and go home to your families or go on vacation or do whatever. Don't think about your digital marketing because
Yeah.
that's not what your superpower is, right?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, good tips. I had no idea Google could do all that.
It's amazing, right? Like it's just, and Google does stuff that we have no clue about. People ask us sometimes, Sanj, like, how many calls can you guarantee us? And we say, like,
Hmm.
"Look, we can make up a number, right? But at the end of the day, all we can tell you is that this will be a huge return. If you do it properly, you do it once, you'll have a huge return on your investment. You will appear on page one of Google. It just takes time.
So, what are some tips to get to page one of Google?
So really the number one thing is just persistence, right?
Okay.
And so over time, if you have persistence and you get more reviews, like reviews are a big one, right? And
Mm,
a lot of dentists just, they'll say, hey, I've tried to get reviews, but it just doesn't work, or our front office forgets to ask the patients or whatever it may be. And we have some tricks of the trade that we can help dentists to get more reviews, but reviews are a big one.
okay.
The other thing is additional content, like we talked about before. If you give Google a monthly blog or several monthly blogs on what you're trying to rank for, if it's cosmetic dentistry and you're trying to rank, you're trying to do more dental veneers, or you're trying to do whatever it may be, and you give Google more content, and all of these pages are indexed by Google for that content and those keywords, you are going to rank on page one of Google.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And the beautiful thing, and maybe you'll want to talk about ads as part of this podcast as
Yeah,
well.
I'd
But
love
but the
to.
but the great thing about when you deliver Google content and you're indexed on Google for these specific pages, Sanj, you're going to own your space on Google, right? So
Hmm.
you're not paying, and the problem nowadays is that everyone is trying to really deploy the same strategy, and we think a
Yes.
little bit differently about it. But if you own your spot on Google, that's going to stay with the practice as long as you continue to maintain it over time and you rank in the top one, two, or three on Google. It's not going to go away. You're in maintenance mode.
Oh, that's great. So how about paying to be on page one? What do you
Yeah.
think of
So
that?
I think it's an appropriate strategy in certain
Okay.
instances, right? And let's say if you're opening up, like you are a brand new
Yes.
dental practice, right? And you're like,
Mhm.
look, I can't afford to have my seats empty for the first 2 months while I kind of build up a repertoire
Yeah.
on Google, right? What you would want to do is you would say, okay, like the beautiful thing about Google Ads, as we know, is that if you turn it on today, you're on the first page of Google tomorrow.
Mm.
Okay. And that's great and that's powerful. Some negatives to it is that it's costly, number one.
Mm.
It can be hit or miss in terms of what your results are on a monthly basis. So if you're going to go in and you're going to spend three, four, $5,000 or more, and you had a month that delivered you a ton of new patients, then fantastic. And then a couple months go by and you're like, I got 2 patients last month from Google Ads. Like,
Mm.
what's happening? You're like, well, the problem is you've got 5 dentists in your local neighborhood that are also running Google Ads and kind
Oh,
of,
okay.
and everyone's trying to do the same thing. So the challenge is, and as well, is that when you stop running your Google Ads, you're off of page one of Google. So you're effectively,
Mm,
you're renting your space, and it can be an appropriate strategy where you want to, but again, we believe steady as she goes, and ultimately is going to win the race.
good. So earn your spot on page one instead of buying that spot on page one.
That's it. And it doesn't happen. It may not happen as quickly. Again,
Okay.
we see some really awesome results sometimes where you're appearing on page one, dental practices are appearing on page one of Google literally in the first month. And they ask, how does that happen? And we're like, we don't know. We're deploying a proven strategy, and sometimes we see immediate results, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. But when you're there and you own your spot, your return on investment is just exponentially higher.
How about paid spots in social media?
So again, same type of idea, right? If
Okay.
if you, if you want to go in and you want to run an ad on TikTok or a reel on Instagram, that's totally fine. But again, at the end of the day, it's what's your return? We ask dentists all the time,
Hmm.
what are you doing? What's your strategy? Oh, we're running social ads or we're running Google ads. Okay, well, like, what's your return on investment? And they kind of like give you this blank stare, like, I don't know. And so it's like if you don't know what your return is, it's like, why are you making that investment? Right. And so I think that it really takes a lot of patience, and it takes some significant capital to really make that strategy pay for itself in the long run. If a dentist wants to do it, we'll help them with it and we'll go through the strategies to make that happen. But generally speaking, we say, look, try something organic first. And you're going to spend a lot less money if you run an organic strategy, and it's going to be
Mm.
better for you in the long run. And that works.
Okay. So speaking of social media, everyone says you should be on Instagram, you should be on Facebook. Is one better than the other? What type of post should we be posting? So give us your tips.
So we had one of our dentists come to us recently and said, um, look, there's this other dental practice around the corner, and look at this amazing Instagram video that they did. Why aren't we doing this? And so we said to them, Dr. C, look at the engagement on the post. They have 9 likes, okay, that they posted whatever it was 2 weeks ago, or whenever it may have been. And so at the end of the day, they may feel, okay, we created this amazing Instagram video and it looks amazing. It's about the office and it's about the team or whatever it may be, but that didn't generate them any revenue or additional
Mm.
patients, right? So they spent all this time, effort, and money to go in and run an ad or run just a post or whatever it may be, and it didn't actually do anything for them. So we say instead, we're not saying it's bad. We're not saying, hey, like
Mhm.
if you're going to do that, it's certainly not detrimental. In fact, Google
Mhm.
likes when you have engagement through social media, but engagement is the key. If you've got
Mhm.
5,000 followers, or like you do thousands of followers on your social
Mhm.
media, social helps, right? Because
Okay.
it's getting you backlinks, it's getting you a bunch of things that Google that's going to pay attention to. But at the end of the day, if you've got 100 followers, instead of saying, hey, like, let's go spend the time, effort, and money again to go and post on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, post it on your website, right? And if you post it on your website and you're doing it in a format that is SEO ready, instead of 200 followers or 1,000 followers or 3,000 followers, whatever it may be, they're going to potentially see your post. And if you're in whatever municipality or city you're in, you're going to have hundreds of thousands or millions of people that are could potentially see that blog post. So
Mm.
post it to the masses, post it to what Google's truly looking for, that it's going to have more patient engagement versus a limited audience on social media.
Okay. So are you saying to post it on social media and on your website?
Website, website
Repurpose
for
it.
website for sure. Right.
Hmm.
And people, our dentists come to us all the time. Hey, can you help us out with Instagram or Facebook? And sure, we can, but our most appropriate answer for that is that if you have the resources, you do it internally, where your front office staff is in between patients or whatever it may be, get them to do it. Right.
Okay.
You're already paying them. And if they can go in and
Yes.
copy the content that we've produced and take an image that we've produced, and you can
Mm.
post it on your Instagram page or Facebook page or whatever it may be, that's generally our response versus paying
Okay.
us more money that's not going to get you a return, right? We're all
Okay.
about generating a return on investment.
That's that's what we want. So
Yeah.
thanks for all these tips so far. But you mentioned AI before. What would you like to say about AI?
So AI really, people get, and there's been news items lately where, even a few weeks back, Google's stock was down like 7 or 8% intraday because
Hmm.
um, there was worries that everyone's moving to AI related search. Okay.
Hmm.
And that's certainly happening. AI is becoming
Yeah.
more prevalent, but Google's not going away. Okay,
Mm.
Google and SEO are not going away anytime soon. And whether that's 5 years, 10 years, whatever it may be, I don't think it's this immediate interim thing that people should be concerned about. But
Yes.
what we found in, again, the limited sample size that we've had in looking at AI in the grander scheme of things is that we found is that good SEO equates to good AI search,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
And so a lot of our dental practices are appearing in AI searches because they've got good SEO. And there's some other things
Okay.
that you have to have their little things, and I'm not going to bore you the details with,
Mm.
that would allow Google or allow AI to recognize your website. But it's all part and parcel of just having a good holistic view on SEO and search capabilities.
Oh, that's great. So what you do to help yourself on Google will also help you with AI. That's great to know.
100%. 100%. I mean, it's not apples to apples, but there are definitely some
Okay.
overlap for sure.
Can I just go back to social media for a second?
Sure.
Because do patients actually follow dental offices on social media?
Well, this is the thing, right?
Mhm.
If you've got 100 patients following you or 200 patients following you, they're probably your patients and they're probably coming to you for regular appointments anyways,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So it's what are you going to do? They're going to see a post that you've done teeth whitening and they're like, "Oh, I should go and do that." They're like, I mean, maybe it's possible,
Yeah.
right? But I just think your engagement and your deliverability to try to get new patients on social is going to be very limited, right? Because
Okay.
they're probably already coming into your office for various appointments.
Okay. That's good to know. Now I want to switch gears to associates because, associates needs to add value, being an associate to that office, what they can bring into the office, but also associates need to, build their schedule. So what tips do you have for associates?
So again, we hear this all the
Mm.
time from
Yeah.
even dental practice owners. How can I make my associates more relevant?
Mm.
And our answer to them is get them to add content. Okay.
Okay.
They're trying to build their names up. They're trying to do more.
Hmm.
They're trying to get a more of a patient following. So if you have before and after pictures, send them to
Oh, good.
us, right?
Okay.
Everything should be done to make it easy. And if you send us before and after pictures, we're going to jazz it up, whether it's with a slider or a before and
Yeah.
after side by side image that patients that are seeing that on your website and on a blog post. And again, this is the associate. Their focus is our dental implants, whatever it may be. Here's our
Hmm.
before and after picture. Here's a brief blurb as to what they've done. And over time, that's going to help, right? If you've got your own page on a website that's focused on exactly what you're trying to get more patients for, that's great. And what I would encourage these new associates to do is also try to build a following on social media. So if you're going to
Okay.
do that over a period of time and you suddenly have hundreds of followers or thousands of followers,
Hmm.
then that becomes a true asset for you, right? And then you can start doing posts. Right. If you've got thousands of followers and you're like, hey, here's a new dental implant success case that we did, well, that may add some value, right? And so I'd
Yeah.
say that again, just try to build a good foundation. Like anything in life, anything, even if you're trying to do it for whatever it may be, build a strong foundation for yourself. If you think that you're going to go in and post a bunch of social ads and start getting busy immediately and start making it work for you, you're probably going to fail, right? But if you go in and like, going back to the stock market, if you go in and you buy blue chip stocks, yeah, they may be down for a day or a week or a month or several months, but in the long run, they're gonna make you money, right?
Mm.
And so slow and steady wins the race. Just try to invest in things that are going to make your practice, whether you're an owner or an associate, that's going to make you look more professional and it's going to add value in the long run, is the easy answer.
Oh, that's great. I learned so much from you, Howard. This has been fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
I just think that go back to basics, right? And
Hmm.
if you're a dental office and you're struggling or you're spending too much money, you probably are, right? And if you think that, okay, I don't have to do anything, and it's like, yeah, I don't need a website, or no one uses my website, you're probably wrong as well. But if you could do something that's going to just do it one time, spend a little bit of time. We're always happy to educate. We're always
Yeah.
happy to give dentists the lay of the land and say, hey, do these few things and you're great. Um, is part of our passion. And if you do it once, you do it properly, you're going to win. And we love to see it. We love helping, and it's been great to do this. I really appreciate your time, and we look forward to chatting further.
Yeah, thank you, Howard. So tell us more about ClickGuru and how people can contact you.
Yeah, so you can go to clickguru.com.
Hmm.
And you even if you go to ClickGuru, you can actually run your own website audit report there, right? And you can
Oh,
see.
awesome.
Yeah, so we've built this website audit where you can go in and your dentist, you're like, is my website any good? And you're going to find a lot of really interesting tidbits. If you just put in your website and your email, you can go in and this full report will be generated, and that will give you a lot of insight. And there, our email and phone number are on the site. We don't, funny enough, we actually don't do a lot of social media ourselves, right? Because everything is just kind of inbound,
Yeah.
and for a company that focuses on SEO, again, it just it shows that you don't really need to be socially optimized to truly drive a great business.
Actually, a good point there, Howard, because the way I got connected to you is I read one of your articles in the Oral Health Journal. It wasn't through social media. So yeah, articles work. People read
Yeah,
them.
that's it. And it's about educating. It's about
Yes.
trying, and that's been our mantra from day one. We don't
Hmm.
consider ourselves a dental marketing company, Sanj, or a website development company.
Yeah.
We truly are a dental practice growing company, and that's just why we're here. We're here to do
Yeah.
better.
And the fact that you provide like free audits to people's websites just shows that you are living by your mission statement, which is to educate dentists. So that is fantastic. You educated us during this episode. You were excellent. And I'm really looking forward to working with you for my practice. So, audience, check out Howard Brass at ClickGuru. Thanks for joining us today, and please tune in to our next episode. Grateful to all of you. Bye,
Thanks,
Howard.
Sanj.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the New Dentist Study Club podcast. Listen to us on Spotify, watch us on YouTube, share and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at New Dentist Study Club.